Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as England. We're playing as Elizabeth, the Queen of Trade, the Queen of Would You Like a Trade Agreement with Englandia. Now, we have a couple of options here that we need to do. Or rather, we have a couple of directions that we could go in this game right now. We're in a pretty strong place, right? We got a super good economy, we got really good culture. We do need to transition into getting more science. Our science is going to start to fall behind unless we start building campuses. So there's something to be said now to compensate for that science lack by actually starting to build my campus in places like Birmingham. Because we do have pretty good relationships with a lot of these scientific city-states. We need to start, making use of that and building up our relationships and getting all that stuff. Oh, I would love to trade with Granada. I am already suzerain of Granada, but this trade route will give me 2 envoys with them, bringing them up to the maximum relationship level. More importantly, it'll also be a trade post here that I can use to continue to trade with the rest of the world. I have 14 trade route slots available. I am going to start filling those out. I do want to do a little bit of a search here for barb camps. Are there any barbarian outposts on the map still? Okay, there are 7 results, so there could still be a few more city-states developing, but also these are places that I can buy units as well. But there are also places I have to be careful where I'm sending my trade routes. So that's something that we should consider very, very carefully. So I'm looking for really good trade routes, but I'm also mostly, honestly, I'm looking mostly for really good trade routes, but I'm, like I said, I'm also looking for, I want to start getting envoys with some of these city-states. And there's some city-states over here that I have not yet started the trade with, right? We look at Armagh. I could get suzerainty with Armagh if I send a trade route to them. So I think getting to work on that end of things, I'm going to buy a few traders here in Sunderland. This city, I didn't mean to buy that with faith. This city doesn't yet have a particularly good ability to generate trade value in the sense that it hasn't built many districts. I'm okay with that for now. The city will develop rather quickly, which I'm also okay with that. So let's trade with, oh, actually, I'm already trading with some of these guys. Maybe I didn't need to put all these guys here. I'll trade with Hong Kong just for the sake of getting that up. I'm already trading with all of these guys. Is there anyone that I'm not suzerain of? I'm not suzerain of Candy yet, so it might not be bad to trade with Candy. But I think I could probably get a better trade route to Candy. Yeah, Manchester to Candy and Birmingham to Candy would be worth more. So let's move those trade routes over there. I'm not suzerain of Hattusa, so I will trade with Hattusa, but I want to look for the good ones. Yeah, Manchester to Hattusa. I'll put another trader in Manchester. We finished the commercial hub here in Leeds, so we can get to work on that gilded vault. And then immediately afterwards, we will go for that scientific district to get those campuses up. Because now we need to compensate for lack of campuses. We need to campusate. Let's go ahead and buy this tile right here. I don't think I can buy any more traders. Oh, I can. I guess I'll do that next turn. Quickly grab that granary, then get the gilded vault. Happy days, Plymouth. The granary will give us enough housing and growth to continue to expand the city. Definitely need to get a builder in here, but the gilded vault will give us a ton of gold, a ton of culture, and an extra trade route. So it's all starting to come together. We should also be potentially, in my opinion, we should be looking to buy settlers with gold. We're almost at the point where we have enough gold income to buy a settler every single turn, right? It's about 900 gold for a settler. We're generating 820, so we're actually at a really interesting place here. I'm going to go ahead and build a watermill to give the city a little bit more production, and then I'll probably immediately go ahead and build a builder right after that. Excellent. So we have managed to gain inner knowledge of the workings of Niani, which will give us an 84% chance to succeed at siphoning 600 cash, which we will do. We built another spy in the capital, and we're mostly interested in commercial hubs. So we're already doing Niani, maybe Jenny. There's another 500 gold there. 560 in Kumbi Saleh, so that's where we'll send that guy. Now, when we look at our capital, we've built basically everything that we can, and the city isn't growing at a particularly fast rate, so we'll go ahead and just continue to look for empire-wide infrastructure that we can build that would help my empire out. I reckon we could potentially use some military units. So why don't you go ahead and build me a couple of cheap horsemen or something to defend? I'll get 3 horsemen here, 1 for Preston, 1 for Sheffield and 1 for Sunderland, because that'll be allowing me to benefit from retainers. We definitely want to trade with Candy because we would like to get suzerain of them eventually. We definitely want to trade with Candy because we want to get suzerain of them again. And then I think Hattusa was the other city-state we wanted to trade with because that's +1 envoy every time we trade with them. And let's take a look at the breakdown of available routes, ideally to city-states. London to Candy, there's a good one. It's 25 gold on that bad boy, so I will come in here and I will gold purchase a couple of traders. What's our next one? See, a lot of these trade routes are going to, sorry, I keep misclicking. A lot of these trade routes are going to Mogadishu, but I don't need to do Mogadishu, so I'll just do Birmingham to Candy as well. I already have suzerainty of Mogadishu. Remember, every time I send a trade route to a city-state, I'm getting +1 gold per turn from Merchant Confederation as well. So it's really coming together in a very, very powerful way. We finished the campus in Birmingham. which is a little trickle of science, right? It's starting to come in. We'll go ahead and get the library. That'll be plus 4 science per turn. And then we'll get to work on the university, which will be plus 8 science per turn. That'll be fantastic. You are going to trade with Hattusa. We want to work on that suzerainty. And then you are going to trade with Kandy, because we're pretty close to being suzerain of Kandy. Yeah, one more envoy. I might just pop that in there to take that suzerainty. Yoink. Every time we have a suzerainty of a city-state, we do get diplomatic favor. There is something to be said here. If we could maybe try to pick up the Orzagaz, I believe it's called. Discovered a new tech. There's nationalism. Excellent. What's it called? Orzagaz. So this is unlocked at sanitation, plus 4 culture. But the important ability here is 100% diplomatic favor per turn from being a suzerain of a city-state. Now, I believe that's unlocked over here at sanitation. So we might want to consider potentially picking that up. I'm going to use my gold here to buy a workshop here in Liverpool. And I'm going to buy another workshop here in Birmingham. And the reason I'm buying these is because I want to boost industrialization. It's quite a significant science boost at this phase of the game. It'll take 3 turns off of that research and allow me to get that immediately next turn. And then I can go ahead and start purchasing my factories and coal power plants, start doing all that stuff. Having gold is fantastic. It just gives you so much tempo. Let's go for mercantilism. Do I want to even build more cities? Technically I could. We'll go for civil engineering. Mercantilism isn't particularly important, but it is on the way to civil engineering, and this one gives us a boost to our builders as well as another governor title. We do have another governor title. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab Reina, and I would like Reina to be somewhere where I have a really good harbour, like a plus 5 harbour or something like this. A plus 4 in here, plus 4 in there, plus 6 here in Leeds. So she's going to go into Leeds. Reina, please go to the city of Leeds, set up shop there. I can claim a great person, and Francis Drake here instantly creates a privateer. That is fantastic, because I can create a privateer, boom, get that plus 4 era score from my Sea Dog, and then I can use Santa Cruz to immediately turn this guy into an armada, boom, plus 2 era score, and then we can go on a looting spree on Korea with this guy. And that is exactly what we are going to do. We are going to loot Korea to within an inch of their life with my privateer. Now, the interesting thing about the privateer is that they can capture defeated enemy naval vessels, but I don't think there's anything on the sea that can compete with this at this current time. This is like the strongest ship in existence. What do we got here? You can grant a promotion, and what do? You grant a promotion and 25% combat experience. So I would like to level up the Sea Dog, so I will be doing that. What do you do? Himeros. So Himeros, I'm going to go ahead and transfer you over to Birmingham, and then Artemisia, I'll also transfer you over to Birmingham so we can hyper level up the Sea Dog. Now, we completed a shrine in Manchester. The reason we did this is because we want to make Catholicism our majority religion. And the reason we want to make Catholicism our majority religion is so that we can benefit from Cinguetti. We also need to take back suzerainty of Cinguetti. So that's going to be the thing that I pour my envoys into. Now, Cinguetti is all the way down here, so it's going to be quite hard for me to trade with them. So that's something we need to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and get the commercial hub here in Liverpool. 8 turns until we can grow and place our little thingy-doodle here, the campus. Looking forward to that moment. Preston is ready for its commercial hub. Excellent. It already has its shipyard. It could use another builder, but I want to save that gold for industrialization. I'm going to promote Reina with Harbour Master so that she doubles the adjacency of commercial hubs and harbours in the city, as well as tax collector, giving her plus 2 gold per turn. That's going to be fantastic for the city of Leeds. She's going to make so much money when she establishes here in 5 turns. It's going to be brilliant. Right, first horseman is out in the capital. I shall send him to go garrison my cities. Now, I believe the retainers card goes away somewhere around here. Is it, let me try and remember. Mass media. So it'll be, we'll be losing those amenities soon, but we may as well take advantage of those amenities while they're available. We have just unlocked industrialization, giving us access to the factory, the Ruhr Valley, the coal power plant, as well as coal. We are currently not generating coal, which is a little bit worrying, but we also get the +1 production to our mine improvements, which is a major production efficiency increase. You can see all these mines now are generating 4 to 5 production based on whether or not they're a grassland or plains hill. The library is completed here in Birmingham. Let's go ahead and get that university. That is what we love to see. Let's grant a promotion to this Sea Dog. Then we're going to take the swift keel so that he can move faster, and then we will give him another promotion so that he has the extra sight that he will require. Line infantry are available from barbarian camps. So I'm going to start sending my galleys that I sent off to explore the world home. My second horseman is going to make his way to Sheffield, take about 10 turns to get there, and we will soon start considering what our next steps are. Go ahead and chop out that builder. That's beautiful. And eventually we might find a use for him. So I think we popped down the old commercial hub on that tile that we just chopped, and already this city is starting. I cannot describe to you how much I love the harbor-based gameplay. This is like the most fun way to play the game, in my opinion. So mercantilism has a few things that we don't particularly care about. We could make a justification to build a Tory, but we don't have a whole lot of cities that are on other continents. I mean, it's a pretty good thing, but it's not, I just don't really find a lot of time to talk about things that don't have a lot of value. Because like if I just look at the map mode, right, we've got 1, 2, 3 cities are on another continent, so they would get a free building. Okay, great. I mean, like, is this really worth it to build? International trade routes receive +2 gold for every luxury resource at the destination. It just doesn't seem that good. For considering, right, this is going to cost me 920 production. For that price, I could build like 3 gilded vaults, right? Like that's the kind of value proposition that it's offering me here. Now, speaking of the city of Leeds, it has just finished its market. So we are going to go ahead and plomp down that campus. We're not going to build that campus. It's +3, 1 from the mountain, 2 from the reef. So +3, +3 is a very respectable thing. Ooh, I mean, the Gilded Vault is great, but actually maybe getting my campuses up is a little bit more important because I have tons of culture and I'm lacking in science. Yeah, I think I need the science right now. The science tempo is the thing that's holding me back. And so that's the thing I'm going to go for. All right, Sea Dog, let's go ahead and make your way down to Korea and we will find a reason to justify a war against them so that we can steal all their stuff. Now, I don't particularly care about envoys here, so I might save this guy to be used on an industry. So it might be fun to get whales. They do give military production. What about turtles? Oh, 15% science. Yeah, I want to upgrade that turtle thing. So I might, do I want to pivot to economics? It's 5 techs, 5 very slow techs. I guess I could upgrade. Let me see, what could I do? I do have military engineers as a available thing. Ugh. So I could buy the armory, I could upgrade the crossbowmen, and I could build the forts. No, I would have to research siege tactics, so I can't build the forts. And anyway, I don't need to build the forts. But I could definitely boost these 2 techs, gunpowder and metal casting. I could also boost astronomy, actually. I could boost all of these techs, so I can get to economics pretty quick. And I'm going to be building, yeah, I could boost all the way to economics. I'm going to go for it because I want the corporation, and I also want the stock exchange, and I also want the Big Ben if I can get it. So honestly, we're just going straight to economics. We're pivoting slightly away from flight, but it will be good for our gold income. Okay, trust me. I'm going to come into Manchester here. I'm going to go ahead and buy the armory because that will give me the boost for gunpowder. Then I need to find my archers. 1 archer here is going to get upgraded to a crossbowman. My 2nd archer is going to get upgraded to a crossbowman. That will boost metal casting. And then the final thing I need to do is to wait for the city of Leeds to build its campus. And then I can buy a library and a university in here and shoot all the way up past astronomy. So let's go ahead and research gunpowder and metal casting first. Then we'll go for astronomy, into scientific theory, into economics, giving us access to the stock exchange, as well as the Big Ben, as well as the ability to found corporations. And then I want to get to electricity pretty early this game, but I'll need to own 2 privateers, which kind of means I need to get mercantilism and build another Sea Dog. And so I think I can make that happen. I think it is possible. I'll put an Alcazar on this tile just to give it a little bit of science, a little bit of culture, but I'm going to tell the city, focus on food and production. The Alcazar is a low priority workable tile. Right, we've got a barbarian caravel appearing out of the fog of war. Let's go ahead and upgrade our own caravel, and we'll hire a caravel as well to try and fight this guy off. We just need to defend our borders. There's a horseman heading over here to the city of Preston. Now we've got all the garrisons available. And so what are you going to do with your time? So I have a few options I can do in the capital. I can just sit pretty, keep Pingala in here, or I could theoretically start building more settlers to be sent out into the world. I can 4-turn settlers in this city. And it's not like there's no land for me to go claim. Like there's a ton of land over here to the east. If I could get a couple of boats out here. Yeah, maybe we'll sneak out some more settlers. I don't know, maybe 5 settlers could be good. We got the shrine in Manchester, which means we can definitely now get the missionary and start having a little bit more control over which religion is ours. We want to be converted to Catholicism. Not that we, like, the religion itself doesn't actually have any abilities we care about. It's more so we want to convert so that when we take control of Cinguetti, we have a lot of really nice advantages. We do have the ability to get our 3rd spy. I don't particularly care about this. I would like to get my extra trade route from Gilded Temples, but I also really need to get my spy. I'm going to prioritize the spy for now. I should really have Machiavellianism plugged in if I'm going to be building a lot of spies, but I just don't have the room. I just don't have the room in my government because I really need to have I mean, I guess technically you could say I could get rid of charismatic leader. It's only a 20% reduction. It's only giving me like a small percentage of my total envoy influence, you know what I mean? So maybe it's not that important. Maybe it is important. Who knows? Well, I tell you what is important though. I think it's important to me that I buy my factory here in Birmingham. Like so. Oh, I do actually have coal. That's quite nice. I'm getting 6 from city states. I'm going to buy a factory here in Birmingham. That's going to be 10 production here when powered. Why is it 10 production? Because I'm England. Okay. So that's going to be 10 production across how many cities? Let me have a look at the range indicator here. City overlap. This is only overlapping 2 cities. Okay, that's actually really terrible. That's okay. We will we will get the guy who gives range, and we'll build more of those. So let's buy the factory. Boom, there's another 10 production. And we'll also buy the coal power plant next turn. It's only +2 production. So we got the university in here. Let's get the aqueduct to make that coal power plant scale better. I'm going to hard build the factory in here. We got the commercial hub in Stoke-upon-Trent. I reckon we buy a tile and place the Royal Navy dockyard to make that commercial hub better. Gain sources here so that we can go back to or continue to steal gold from our beautiful foe, our beautiful friend, should I say. A beautiful friend who's feeding us lots of money. Mali. Chop this marsh. It would be better to put a different tile improvement there. It'll also force the city to grow. Alexander, has declared war on me. He has men-at-arms. I can get my own men-at-arms here. Let's do some caravelling. And actually, now I've got a new target for my sea dog. So thank you for the excuse here, my good friend. Let's kill that caravel here and we'll start pushing you this way. Am I at war with any city-states? Not that I can tell. He's at war. He should be at war with a ton of city-states. He should have really pissed off the world, essentially. But my caravels should be able to do a lot of work here, and I'm going to turn you into crossbows so that you can defend the city a little bit more effectively, and this missionary shall go and ideally convert low pop cities. We could do a colossal head. I think I'll do Alcazars. So what kind of invasion force are we looking at here? It looks like it's just a single man-at-arms at the moment, which I definitely feel like I can handle. And we may actually be able to steal some cities here. We could conquer Alexander. It's totally viable for me with the army that I have and the potential for frigate production that I have, for me to go ahead and potentially just conquer him now. So I think that's going to be what we look to do, is to go and conquer Alexander to just gain a bigger piece of the pie. He's relatively weak compared to me. I have way more culture than him. I'll be able to combine my units. He won't be able to. He should be super far back here. Yeah, he's like all the way back in the Renaissance era. I'm already well into the industrial era. This could be a very fortuitous war for me. Basically an excuse to expand. Oh no, the Macedonians are coming right for me. I had to take some of their land to keep my people safe. This is like the default justification of every war ever. Like this is like the template. If someone is saying like, hey, I had to take some of their land to keep my people safe, that's probably not what was happening. Like seriously, it's like the template. All right, so we got this guy in position, and so we can start killing some units. I think we're going to start to produce some more privateers, but I would like to get urbanization. I don't think I need neighborhoods this game. I think I'll go for colonialism because that'll give my fishing boats +1 production here, as well as an extra 2 envoys. There's also, I think I'll go for colonialism. Going for colonialism as England, name a more iconic duo. I kind of want to go for contractor, but I think it's good to pick up Victor here because he'll be a good loyalty stick if I do decide to go ahead and invade this guy. Also Canada. I lost my alliance with Canada, but I don't know that I need to refill it because the goal with the alliance with Canada was just to get those cities plopped down. I will keep public works plugged in. Maybe it would be good for me to plug in press gangs actually over retainers to be able to build naval units faster. And yeah, let's do that. Right, we're bringing up the caravels up to the front line. So we have the monument in here with +2 campus. Could go for the industrial zone if we wanted to. Something to be said for an industrial zone. I think I need the science, so I'm going to divert for the campus early just to get it up and running as soon as I can. We managed to siphon funds from Mali. We'll siphon funds as if 2 levels higher. Perfect. Con artist is perfect. Con artist is honestly, if you can get first promotion con artist on every single one of your spies, it means you're going to have a very easy time leveling your spies up. It's a fantastic, fantastic promotion. So he's coming over to Stoke-upon-Trent. There's my first campus with really high adjacency. I'm going to step you out of the city, like there. I'm going to use faith to buy my ancient walls. That'll give the city a little bit better defense. And then I might buy a trebuchet in here. Technically, it's worse at defending the city than a crossbowman. But if I level up, it's a good opportunity to level up a siege unit. Basically is my logic here. And it's rare that you get those kind of opportunities. All right, let's start killing off all of his little weird units in the area. We just need to get control of the zone. You are going to start producing sea dogs, I think. I'd like a trio of sea dogs, please. You completed your aqueduct. That's excellent. We're going to go ahead and buy that coal power plant. That's going to be a 4 adjacency coal power plant. That will power up and give a massive production boost. If I go ahead and refresh this, we're up to 50 production in the city. Excellent. And we'll finish that university, then we'll go for the market. We also need to think about what our next district is. It might be a water park, honestly, with the way that the city is looking. Fantastic city. City of Birmingham is doing really well. We managed to complete the campus here in this city. I think our plan was to buy a university in here, and I think that is still the plan. So we'll buy the university just to boost astronomy, and then we can come back and fill out the Gilded Vault. But maybe it would be worth it for me to just get like a couple sea dogs in a bunch of cities so that I can do a little bit of map control stuff. We definitely want to be Suzerain of Cinguetti. This will help our faith income once we actually start to manage to convert our empire. And to that end, I'm going to be recruiting missionaries to try to make sure that my majority religion is Catholicism. Awesome. We're the first city in the world to consume resources to generate electricity, getting us +3 aero score, which means we're super ahead of the curve. Even though our stats don't look amazing compared to the AI, we're definitely super ahead of the curve if we're getting pop-ups like that. I definitely want to get the coal power plant in here, but more than anything, what I want to get in this city is the Venetian arsenal. So I'll probably buy the coal power plant with cash. And the reason we're building the Venetian arsenal is because it allows you to build twice as many boats. And also, you guys just ask me to build it all the time. And I figure, I got to throw you a bone every now and again. Although what I really want to be building is the Ruhr Valley in here. So if I don't get the Ruhr Valley, I just want you to know that the reason I didn't get it is because I decided to build the Venetian arsenal instead. I just want you guys to know that. We got the Gilded Vault in Plymouth. Let's go ahead and place that campus. This campus is so high in adjacency that I think it has to be prioritized, even though it would not be the thing that I would ideally be building right now. And lovely. We're starting to get a bit of experience on this budget. Let's go ahead and get some pillages off. This is a fantastic opportunity for us to just generate an insane amount of resources from fighting with the AI. And it's rare you get a moment like this. I also think I could steal the city of Chalkidiki. It's a 6 pop city on the border. It's not particularly amazing, but I could steal his turtle industry, and it has, like, at the very least, it has a district of use, right? It has a campus, so I don't have a problem with yoinking a few cities. Preston has been converted. I should now be Catholic, which means I should now be making over 141 faith per turn, because my trade routes are now generating an insane amount of faith based on the population of the city that is sending it. Like London to Candy is producing 7. Now, I believe is it the destination city? It's based on the number of followers. So I don't have full Catholic followers yet. So I could start actually doing a little bit more converting. But it'll start to happen naturally, right? Also, Brazil is still converting me. Super happy with that outcome. Really, really, really happy. I should start to think about building a land military to follow up this war as well. I can probably buy a land military, and that would probably be what I do. So we'll come into the city of Liverpool. We'll buy the coal power plant, boosh, and that should shave a few turns off. 69 production per turn, and we're building the Venetian arsenal. Could that be any more of a meme? That is literally perfect memeage. Well done, Civ. You did a great job memeing for me. The jokes write themselves. I'm telling you, man. Let's get the market in here. Naturally, we want to get our markets. You were looking to go all the way through that Alexandrian Empire, but now I'm not so certain that that's what I want to do. But I'm going to send you that way anyway, because I'm a little bit of a madman. Blast the city of Chalkidiki, and we shall go ahead and then claim it with our melee boats. I'll keep that city, and I'll grab the Governor Victor, and I'll plop him in there to keep the city under my control. Let's go ahead and build the Royal Navy Dockyard. There's a +4 right there. That's a fantastic spot for one. The city definitely needs a gold investment of some kind, but it's just going to take some time before the city gets itself back on the straight and narrow. Alexandria will be next. So taking on the city of Pella will be a bit of a challenge. We will be probably attacking them with like some combination of bombards and musketmen. At the very least, they will be musketmen corps. So that's all good. We probably don't need to have units garrisoned. I'm going to keep them garrisoned for now. Let's go ahead and turn you into a musketman. You'll get turned into a bombard. We have plenty of niter to supply a very small army to attack Pella, which will be our first goal, is to take the capital, because that's going to be the one that's going to... You take the hardest city first, the rest of them fall easy sometimes. Not every time, but sometimes. I definitely feel like I want to have a canal right there, because this will also boost up this industrial zone quite a bit. So that's part of the plan. Okay, someone else built Torre de Belém. Honestly, that just means I don't have to build it, and I'm quite happy with that. Knowledge of electricity has advanced, which I believe is owning 2 privateers. Finished another privateer that we could send to the front line. Boom, there goes Alexandria. I'm going to take a promotion on you. What promotion do you have? You have the Embelon promotion. So I will talk to Canada. Canada, how's it going? Can you please give me your little open borders there? Thank you, my good friend. You're going to take the Embelon promotion. You're going to come up here and eat him. That way I combine them together, and I get a unit of a higher health with a promotion. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So I have 2 high health units with promotions. I'm going to start attacking Alexandria. Commercial hub in Sheffield has been finished. Excellent. We can get to work on that market. We do have an extra trade route available. We will get to work on that. We got the Royal Navy dockyard over here. Let's go ahead and place that campus for a little bit of cash. What's a +6 shipyard in here? What the hell? How could that possibly be a +6 shipyard? Hold on. There's no way. Where could that 6 production be coming from? There's no way that's a 6 production shipyard. It's not possible. This is a 1 adjacency harbour. What? Why am I getting 6 gold from the Royal Navy dockyard? What is happening? Wait a minute. Does this ability here, does this count as adjacency when you're calculating shipyards? Are you kidding me? Are you joking me? But it doesn't show up in the tooltip? So right, I've got a 1 adjacency shipyard here, right? So I've got a 1 adjacency harbour. So by the book, right? If I build a shipyard in the city, it should give me 2 production, right? Bonus production equal to the adjacency bonus of the harbour district. I have the doubling of the harbour card plugged in, right? So that should be double. 1 times 2 is 2. We all agree on the basic fundamental principles of maths. If we don't, you need to get the hell out of here. But when I look at this, it says this is giving me 6 production. What the hell? And this is so weird. So the adjacence here is 4, but how much am I actually getting? I'm getting twice 4 is 8, but I'm getting 12 production. Oh my God, this counts? How did I never know this? How did I just never know this? Morbus, this is another short-worthy piece of content. We're like discovering things about the game. The game has been out nearly 7 years, and I never knew this. England was literally a base game civilization. What is happening? How did nobody tell me this? In the 7 years I've been playing this game. That's insane. Which makes it such a much better value proposition now for me to actually buy a shipyard in this city, because that's actually worth 6 production. And 6 production, that's like 2.5 mines. Or 1.5 mines. It's really, really damn good. That's twice now in a single episode, in a single series, that my mind has been blown because I've discovered a piece of information about the game that I never knew before. I don't know what to tell you guys. I do want to get my campuses up. The campuses are important. If I have the option to get science right now, I'm going to go for the option to get science, because I need to get my science up just a smidge so I don't start falling behind the AI. Like I'm in a good position scientifically. If we check the thing, right? I'm middle of the pack. He's about 6 techs ahead of me, right? But that gap will continue to grow if I don't focus on my science now. Right, Sejong built the Forbidden City, which was a wonder that I was hoping that I would be able to build. But of course, I didn't have too many high hopes, but it would have been nice, you know. It would have been nice. Must be nice. Canada? Canada just raised this city. Jesus Christ. The Canadians, man, when they get bloodthirsty, let me tell you, they get bloodthirsty. And they're out for blood. Kind of puts me in a bit of an awkward position because I wasn't really ready to invade. But I will start buying musketmen and bombards. Do I really want to invade here? Yeah, I think I do. It's basically a free kill, right? It would be amazing if I could get Gustavus Adolphus. Come in here to Manchester, run a couple encampment trainings and see if we can make that work. Okay, so we got the market in Birmingham. We have a few options we could go for. I'm probably going to head towards natural history so I can unlock the water park. That'll probably be the next district I build in here. It would be good to get an entertainment complex. I think there's a decent one. And that's a 3-city overlap. There's probably a decent entertainment complex like right here. That's what, a 4-city overlap? Like 4 is pretty damn good considering the situation that I'm in terms of like how many cities we can get going. Let's look. So I believe the AoE amenities of a water park is quite high. Maybe it would be better to get a water park in Manchester. If I plop it right there, that's really good AoE amenities. It boosts up the harbour. So we'll go for the water park there. Probably pop a campus there at some point. This should hit a pretty good amount of cities. If I just click the range button and hover over this. Yeah, honestly, it basically hits my entire core empire, which I'm super happy with. So that's going to be the water park that we built. We got the market here in Birmingham. And so, like I was saying, we need to think about what our next district is. I mean, technically, we could build a Ruhr Valley. Do we want to build it in here? There's not many mines. It's not really worth it. We could also build the Angkor Wat. It's not a bad one, but it's not really in our plans. Let's save this district slot for building our aerodrome. I think that's what we're going to do. So we'll just go Gilded Vault and we'll power for the late game. Nice, there's colonialism. Most importantly, giving us that +1 production on boats, which is exactly what we're looking for. We could get the Patala Palace. Somewhere like Plymouth might be a good place to yoink it. It's a 37 turn build, however. It's 1,000 production, but the extra diplomatic policy slot is honestly fantastic. Can I speed that up? I could pull Magnus over here. There's a few chops. Let me have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chops. 5 chops, 6 chops over here. I think that is going to be a Magnus pull. Let's reassign Magnus to the city of Plymouth. Go ahead and jump in there. And we will get started on the Patala Palace right there. Oh, that is we want to chop that first. So I'll get a builder onto that tile and we'll wait. So campus is available. Perfect. We'll go ahead and get that to the library. We could buy these things, but I think our gold reserve right now is a little bit tight. We definitely want to maintain suzerainty of Naval, but I think I could yoink Ayutthaya. This would be a pretty good culture passive boost. So I'm going to go ahead and just slip that into my empire, plus it's a little bit of era score. Let's go ahead and start stealing from Jenne. Whenever I see the city of Jen, I just think of Forrest Gump saying Jenne. Because it looks like it's this. The name of the city is written the way Forrest Gump talks. I swear to God, you can't convince me otherwise. Is that like I don't even know what to think of the movie Forrest Gump anymore. Like I think this is a thought that has been like brewing in the mind for a while when it comes to Forrest Gump. Is that, man, like when I was watching that movie when I was a kid, because that came out when I was 4 years old. Okay. So like you think about that. I didn't have the critical capacity to evaluate that film. And it's only now in my 30s that I'm starting to think about like, man, that movie, maybe it like a little bit messed up that it got so many awards. Because now I'm thinking back to some of the scenes and yeah, I don't know, man. Jesus. Like it was heavily referenced by people when I was a kid. Like it was a movie that you could reference and people wouldn't, you're referencing Forrest Gump. Nice. That's very funny. And I'm thinking like, is it kind of uncool that we were laughing at Forrest Gump as a movie? I think it was. Jesus. Am I the problem? I probably am. Or at least I'm part of the system. Okay. Hey, listen, you know, the I don't support your system. That, there's a Megadeth song. Shoot, I don't remember what it's called. God damn, it's been so long since I've read a Megadeth song's name. I actually recently started getting back into metal, having a great time doing it. Like whenever I'm cleaning my room, I just slap on some Black Sabbath, Megadeth, Metallica, Black Stone Cherry, whatever I decide, Black Stone Cherry, whoever, etc. Deep Purple, all these kind of like, classic early metal rocky bands. And I'm loving it, man. I'm having a great time. That's all I got to say about that. Let's go ahead and trade with a cat. It's good to build up our relationship. Yeah, I'm kind of bouncing around from thoughts here. But yeah, Forrest Gump, probably problematic. Probably not good that movie was the way that it was and that it received the reception that it did. It's kind of wild to me to think that a movie about somebody who, like a comedy movie about someone who had like a visible disability, like a learning disability or whatever. Like people just thought that was funny, like point and laugh at the guy who can't talk good, you know what I mean? Ooh, that doesn't make me feel good now when I look back on that movie. Ooh, that movie was always like a rosy, cheerful, like, oh, what a silly movie when I was thinking about it as like a kid. But now I'm starting to think back about it. This is like what is it, like when you've got like, it's like having hidden trauma, but it's like not what's the word, but it's like from not, oh my god, I can't think of the word. What is a movie and a book? Media? It's like media trauma, right? Damn. That's really messed up. Anyway, so my sister-in-law baked these delicious lemon cookies for Easter. Oh my God, dude. I cannot explain to you. They were like somewhere between like a sugar cookie and a meringue. And they were lemon. I have not tasted a cookie as good as that in a very long time. They were so deliciously light and fluffy. They basically melted in your mouth. They were incredible. If I can find a picture of them, which will be unlikely because they've probably all been eaten. If I can find a picture of them, I will give a picture of them to Morris, and he will they were just so good. They had like these beautiful cracks in them and like powdered sugar on them. Oh my God, I am not much of a sweet tooth. Okay, let me rephrase that. I am, for personal health reasons, avoiding being a sweet tooth. All right. I am a sweet tooth. I have a sweet tooth. I have a very, very, very strong sweet tooth. However, I'm trying not to. So he has a monopoly over sugar. Let's go ahead and destroy cocoa. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. Go ahead and prevent cocoa from providing extra amenities. Just put 6 votes into that. That's fine. So I haven't really been eating a lot of sugar lately. Here's the kind of sugar that I eat. I will have like maybe 20 to 30 grams of dark chocolate, all right? And that's like what? I have a few grams of sugar in like 90% dark chocolate. Like that's the level of sugar I'm on right now. But Easter, I do have a picture of this, okay? I ate an incomprehensible amount of cake, ice cream, biscuits, profiteroles, every possible completely unhealthy, horrifyingly bad for you thing that you could find and slap onto a plate. I stuffed that onto my plate and down my gullet. And, I'm just realizing now, as I was saying that, I actually felt a very small sense of pride. Like I had done something that was worthy. It was like an achievement. to just jam that much sugary crap down my throat, which I normally don't do. So it was a beautiful day for me. I've also lost 25 pounds, so I kind of felt like I deserved it, However, this is a dangerous time of the year for me, guys. And by the way, we're totally in the churn, by the way. Churn, because I'm starting to talk about my life. I lost 25 pounds since January, right? That's what speed will do to you, by the way. Just got medication for ADHD. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I lost about 25 pounds since January, which is a pretty damn good start to the year. And so I was like, you know what, man? I've done so well the last... I can have a blowout. I could just have a big load of sugar. It's not going to kill me, But like I said, we're heading into a dangerous time of the year right now. There are 6 plus 4 plus 1. There are 11 people in my family, okay? Those are like immediate family. That includes children, nephews, nieces, and by marriage, okay? Maybe 12. I might have missed someone. Say 10 to 14 people, let's say. 9 of them have birthdays from April, it's like April, halfway through April to halfway through July. So there's 9 birthdays in like the span of 3 months. Do you know how much cake I'm going to be forced to eat over the next 3 months? It's going to be a challenge to maintain this weight loss, for sure. But Easter is my special blowout day. I'm going to have a big load of cake and then no more cake. We're all caked out of it. Which is exactly how I feel when I spend time with your mom. I feel very caked out of it. Right, so London is growing. It's doing well. It's flourishing. It's in its lane. It's glowing. It's beautiful. Let's make it happen even more. Do I want to continue to build a navy? Or I could continue to build a navy. I think that would be totally reasonable. I'm going to build myself... No, I don't want to build frigates. Instead, I'll buy a bombard in the city of Chaldiki. I will buy the bombard and then I will eat the bombard. Boop, 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 boop. And now we're up into the city of Pella. And we just need to get this bombard down here so we can start to blast that city away. Continue to pillage. We're just pillaging for money and goodness and all that stuff. So I'll get one more sea dog to fill out my army. We got the Gilded Vault in Birmingham. We're not building Ruhr Valley here. We could build the Statue of Liberty. I don't particularly care about that. On the other hand... we had planned an aerodrome over here, so I will plonk a little aerodrome symbol there. Do I want to get a theatre square? I don't particularly want a theatre square. I could go for an encampment. I don't particularly want an encampment. Yeah, we're kind of at just a point where there's nothing really left to build in this city. I mean, technically getting an encampment here would allow me to get great generals at a little bit more of a reasonable pace. Let's recruit Gustavus Adolphus so that I can move him to the front line. Yeah, let's do the encampment. I think an encampment is a reasonable thing to do here. Library in Sunderland will immediately go for the university. We want to keep pumping up our science because we want to get to these late game techs really, really quickly because these are going to get expensive, right? 12 turns, 13 turns, 14 turns. We're getting up into now the naval air strategy portion of the game. Now, there is something to be said to go for the nuclear submarine rush. There is something to be said for that. Especially if you go for the Venetian arsenal. You can double promote nuclear subs, do a lot of damage, but I don't know if that's how we want to do it. I think I would rather go the airplane route, get all the way to bombers, and then immediately tech for aircraft carriers. So we pillaged to finish economics, which is excellent. We now have access to the stock exchange, also corporations and Big Ben. Let's go ahead and make sure we immediately create the Turtle Corporation. This will give us a 30% science boost in the city of Birmingham, and this is a great city for science production. So I'll plonk that down there. Red Sun Turtles Productions, that's totally fine. Now, the question is, do I build a Big Ben in here? Let me have a look around at my cities. Who can build the Big Ben? Plymouth can build it in 50 turns. Nowhere can really build it. There is a terracotta army available. That's something worth considering. Yet no one can really build the Big Ben except for this city right here. So we're going to go for the Big Ben. I will let the canal go. I accept that I won't get a canal. Now, one thing I have to be a little bit concerned about is, yeah, I am starting to generate CO2 from burning coal. And if I start building my stock exchanges, the amount of coal, like the coal that I will be burning will be a lot. It's a little bit scary. Now, I am playing England, so I do get a little bit more electricity, I believe. No, actually. No. So I want to be careful about how much coal I burn. And the reason for that is if I just search for coastal lowland inside of England, you can see here there's 30 tiles that could potentially flood. Now we do have Valletta in the game, so we kind of want to maybe try to get to computers fairly early, and then we can secure it, and then we can start burning coal willy-nilly. And so with economics being complete, we're immediately going to go to flight and start getting our aerodromes up so we can start to pre-build like aerodromes and hangars and get ready to start producing fighters and bombers. Particularly bombers, we want to be able to get aluminium. So it's going to be flight into radio, into Yeah, probably be flight into radio, into electricity, into advanced flight. That'll be the route that we go, because we definitely want to get our seaports as well. That'll give us +2 gold and all coast tiles, as well as the ability to do a bunch of the other cool stuff. Actually, no. We're going to go flight, into radio, into advanced flight, into electricity. That's the route. And then probably computers as well, because we want the flood barriers so we can start burning coal willy-nilly. Right, we finished a campus in Plymouth, but let's go ahead and build that library. We want to keep that science a-flowing. Continue to trade with Mogadishu because it's worth a lot of money. We have a ton of trade routes available. Let's have a look at what our available trade routes are. Plymouth to Mogadishu. I don't want to trade with Mogadishu, to be honest with you. Let's have a look at the city-state screens. Ayutthaya does have a trade request, so where's Plymouth? Right, I'll buy a trader here in Plymouth to trade with Ayutthaya. I'm so sad there's only a single trade city-state on this map. Like, really? I'm missing out on so much gold. This gold potential I have right here is just so weak right now. And if I had got Kilwell, I could have got the 15% across my empire. If I could start trading with Johannesburg. Johannesburg is all the way down here. Unlikely we'll be able to do it. So I think we will just go with the highest gold earners. And looks like that's Plymouth, Liverpool and Leeds. Right, so in Plymouth, what we actually want to be doing is going for the Patala Palace. This is taking 37 turns. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do what it's called a pre-chop. 150 production gets plugged into the empty buffer, which immediately shaves 5 turns off the Patala Palace, and boom. Then I'm going to come in here. I'm going to buy all the tiles I plan to chop. This builder has 4 charges, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need another builder in this city. So I will go ahead and do that. God, I love having lots of money. There's something beautiful about it. Oh, I can't quite grab this city. It's okay. If Canada wants to go all murder spree and kill off some of these Macedonian cities, that's entirely his right. He wants a research alliance. I'm going to go for the cultural alliance, maybe. Oh, he actually backed off, so I can take the city. There's natural history, giving us access to the zoo, lots of amenities, especially the aquarium, which is going to give us a really nice boost to our amenities across our empire when we get our hands on it. We can also start to do some archaeological stuff, but that's not going to be what we're doing. So the city of Manchester will be building this, although it's got a bit of a housing issue right now. So how do I get to deal with that housing issue? Right. That's an issue I hadn't predicted, is a housing problem. Well, we might have to do something with sewers or something when we get sanitation eventually. Okay, so natural history, opera and ballet. I would like those 2 envoys. I'd like urbanization, scorched earth. Then I'd like mobilization, and then I'll think about where I want to go next. Right, I think I'd like to take suzerainty. Wait, who was I taking suzerainty of? It was Chinguetti. Chinguetti is a huge amount of faith for me, yeah. It's hard to ignore that. But we'll just go ahead and crush this city early, just to get it out of the way. It'll give us a bit of XP on these guys. We don't really care if it flips independent. It's more so we're taking it out. So what are we doing here in Preston? We have the commercial. Oh, right. Let me faith buy ancient walls so we can start to damage this guy. Little frigate being annoying. I can buy another boat in 5 turns. I probably wanted to place a 3rd district, and I feel like a campus here is totally fine. Okay, so my Musketman Corps is under a little bit of threat, but we can make this work. We have a couple of ranged units in the area. We're blasting the city of Pella. Let's go ahead and make sure we bring the privateers back to provide defensive covering fire. I'm going to bring you back to the coastline so that you get support bonuses from all the units nearby as well. So do I want to go ahead and build a stock exchange at 20 gold per turn? Additionally, product slots. It's hard to say no to that, isn't it? I mean, it's so much gold. Yeah, okay. We'll accept it. Even if it does mean that I'm going to be spending a lot more electricity than I had planned. We'll go for the armory in here as well. Thank you. Right, I shall buy myself a Sea Dog to go deal with this frigate. Chop chop, 19 turns of the Patala Palace. I want that extra diplomatic policy slot. And I've managed to break through with my settler into the promised land. Probably should actually go back and buy some more of those settlers to keep the flow of control over here going. But yeah, I think that's going to be the end of this episode. We're making slow and steady progress. We're blowing up cities. And I think next episode we will potentially blow through Alexander here and have ourselves an extra little bit of an empire to get towards our eventual goal of obliterating Korea. And thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all very much. Hope you guys are enjoying the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.